Eager to catches up with David Eigenberg, Taylor Kinney, and more of your favorite firefighting stars. When Chicago Fire premiered in 2012, few would have predicted it would become one of the hottest shows on TV and spawn a long-running franchise, including spin-offs Chicago PD, Chicago Med, and the short-lived Chicago Justice. Created by Michael Brandt and Derek Haas, with legendary Law and Order producer Dick Wolf, the high-octane series follows the firefighters and paramedics of Firehouse 51 as they fight to keep the city safe while dealing with romantic entanglements and interpersonal conflicts in and out of the station house. It's been over a decade since Chihards were first introduced to Severide, Taylor Kinney, Casey, Jess Spencer, Bowden, Eamon Walker, and the rest of the team. And with over 200 episodes and counting, it looks like there are still many more dramatic rescues left for the heroes of the Windy City. Read on to find out what your favorite Chicago Fire cast members were up to before and after setting viewers' hearts ablaze. Jess Spencer played the no-nonsense second-in-command, Captain Matt Casey. The actor had his first big break on the soap Neighbours in his native Australia, then starred in a handful of films like the Brittany Murphy comedy Uptown Girls, 2003. Before Chicago Fire, he was best known to American audiences as Dr. Robert Chase on all 8 seasons of the hit Fox medical drama House, 2004 to 2012. House was a very cerebral show, and it was a really, really, really good show. Chicago Fire was just something different, Spencer told EW in 2012. It's not cerebral. It's more of a character-based show with a lot of action. After 8 years of being an intellectual and spewing out medical terms, it was time to do something in the opposite direction. And running around in firefighter's gear for 14 hours seemed like the right thing to do. Since joining the crew of Firehouse 51 in 2012, Spencer has made guest appearances on the spin-offs Chicago PD and Chicago Med. He also returned to Neighbours for the long-running show's series finale in 2022. After nearly 9 years in the franchise, he left Chicago behind during the show's 200th episode in 2021, but has since made a few appearances in seasons 10 and 11. Spencer married neuroscientist Dr. Callie Woodruff Kerr in 2020. He was previously in relationships with actresses Jennifer Morrison and Louise Griffiths, and professional surfer Maya Gabeira. Taylor Kinney plays charismatic former ladies' man Lieutenant Kelly Severide. The actor reminisced about shooting the pilot to EW ahead of the series' 100th episode. There was a scene that we shot where I was rappelling into the lake, he said. I remember not having a clue what the hell I was doing, and I'm rappelling off of this bridge into the river off of Lake Michigan, and I have this goofy harness, this dry suit on, and all this gear, and I'm running my dialogue, and it just felt so bizarre and silly. The scene ended up turning out great, but it was kind of one of those instances where all I had was questions. I really didn't know too much about everything that we were doing. Before strapping on 50 pounds of gear as the hot-headed fireman, Kinney climbed the Hollywood ladder with series regular roles on Fashion House and NBC's Trauma, plus a guest star gig as sexy werewolf Mason Lockwood on The Vampire Diaries, 2010 to 2011. He gained international attention when he starred in the 2011 music video for Lady Gaga's You and I, leading to a 5-year relationship with the singer. They were engaged in 2015, but the couple split 1 year later. Since Chicago Fire's debut in 2012, he has appeared in the comedies The Other Woman, 2014, and Rock the Casbah, 2015, as well as the thrillers Zero Dark, 30, 2012, and The Forest, 2016. Kinney also guest starred on the Chicago spin-offs with lengthy arcs on Chicago PD and Chicago Med. He took a leave of absence from the series midway through season 11 due to a personal matter, but returned for season 12. Kinney began dating model Ashley Kruger in 2022. Paramedic turned firefighter Gabriella Dawson was brought to life by Monica Raymond. The Juilliard grad introduced herself to TV viewers in 2009 as Raya Torres on the Tim Roth-led procedural Lie to Me. After the series was canceled in 2011, she had a recurring arc on Season 3 of The Good Wife before being cast in the pilot of Chicago Fire. While reflecting on her 6-year journey with the character, Raymond told the Chicago Tribune in 2018, "I loved being able to play a first responder. I don't have anyone in my family that's a first responder, and I didn't really know the different trials and tribulations that they face every day. So that was the greatest part about playing Gabby, that I got to know the paramedics. I got to know the firefighters in Chicago, and hopefully to the best of my ability, represent them honorably." Raymond left the series in 2017 after Season 6 and made 2 additional appearances in Seasons 7 and 8. During her time on the show, she was featured in the drama Brahim Bulls 2013 and brought Dawson to the franchise spin-offs Chicago PD and Chicago Med. She went on to play Jackie Quinnons on the Starz mystery drama Hightown 2020 present, star in the rom-com Bros 2022, and in William Friedkin's final film, The Caine Mutiny Court-Martial 2023. Raymond was accepted into NBC's Female Forward directing program and has directed several TV episodes, including those on FBI and The Sinner. The actress was married to writer Neil Patrick Stewart from 2011 to 2014. Raymond, who is openly bisexual, was also in a relationship with cinematographer Terry Siegel. David Eigenberg plays Firehouse 51 father figure Christopher Herman. "I came to the show and somehow I became a veteran of the industry, and I was 46 when we started shooting," he told EW in 2021. "This is a show about life and death. Those are the real stakes first responders are faced with every day. These real firefighters that we get educated by and we spend time with, they carry it out with them. They don't put it on their sleeve, but you can see it in their eyes." The former Marine began his professional acting career in the late 80s, and after starring in the original cast of 6 Degrees of Separation on Broadway, he made several guest star appearances on TV shows like Homicide, Life on the Street, and The Practice. The character actor landed his most recognizable part in 1999 when he joined the ensemble cast of Sex and the City as Miranda's Cynthia Nixon, on-again, off-again love interest Steve Brady. Since stepping into the boots of Herman, Eigenberg has stayed quite busy. He played screenwriter Ernest Lehman in the Lindsay Lohan-led Lifetime biopic Liz and Dick, 2012, and has made several guest appearances on the One Chicago shows. He's also returned to New York City for the Max spinoff, and Just Like That, where the series writers recently revealed to People that just like Steve, the actor is dealing with hearing loss in real life. Eigenberg and his wife, Christy, have 2 children, Louis Steven and Myrna Bell. Eamon Walker plays Chicago Fire Department veteran Deputy District Chief Wallace Bowden. Walker was a veteran TV actor in his native England throughout the 1980s before finding success stateside in 1997, as Kareem said on HBO's prison drama Oz. He went on to star in the films Unbreakable, 2000, and Tears of the Sun, 2003, with Bruce Willis, as well as Lord of War, 2005, and Cadillac Records, 2008. Walker made his Broadway debut in 2005 opposite Denzel Washington in a production of Julius Caesar, and is the first Black actor to play the title role in Othello at the Globe Theatre. He continued to act in television on the Fox series Justice, 2006 to 2007, before settling into his role on Chicago Fire in 2012. "I was actually the first one cast in Chicago Fire," Walker told The Source in 2013. "I was like, I have got to be a part of this. It's going to be something special. Not since Oz have I worked with a cast like this that's willing to be supportive. And Oz was a life-changing point in my career as an actor. And I believe now I'm at the second kind of crossroads. To be at this point for a second time in my life is unbelievable." Outside of the world of the One Chicago Productions, Walker has also appeared in the BBC America series Copper as Frederick Douglass and on the Cinemax spy drama Strike Back. He and his wife, Sandra, have 3 children. Yuri Sardarov played wisecracking fire truck driver Brian Otis Zonsic. Sardarov was a relative newcomer to the entertainment industry before joining Chicago Fire in 2012. He made his film debut in 2011 through The Double with Richard Gere, followed by George Clooney's The Ides of March 2011 and Ben Affleck's Argo 2012. But it was the connections he made in the former film that led to his life-changing One Chicago role. I got an email from Mike Brandt and Derek Haas, who are the creators of the show. We had done a film together called The Double when I was still in college, he told the Chicago Tribune in 2019. And maybe 2 or 3 years later, I get an email from them asking if my parents still have a house in the Chicagoland area because they need local actors for this television show they're putting together. He's since appeared in the mockumentary series Boy Band 2016 with castmate David Eigenberg and in the drama Adam 2020 with Aaron Paul. He left Chicago Fire during the premiere of Season 8, but has returned to the world of network procedurals for guest spots on The Rookie and FBI International. Protective Union Rep Randall Mouch Mulholland is played by Christian Stolt. The St. Louis native has often been typecast as either a criminal or a member of law enforcement and has been featured in films like Road to Perdition, 2002, Public Enemies, 2009, and Law Abiding Citizen, 2009. He continued this trend with a recurring role in seasons 1 and 2 of the hit series Prison Break as corrections officer Keith Stolt. During his 12 years and counting on Chicago Fire and its sister shows, Stolt has starred in the films Rainbow's End 2020 and The Unseen 2023. He worked with his castmate Monica Raymond in a short film she directed, Hidden Tears, Tanya, which also starred Chicago Fires, Eamon Walker and Joe Minoso, and with David Eigenberg and Yuri Sardarov on Boy Band. Stolt has 2 daughters, Corinne and Greta, who have both appeared in Chicago Fire. My older daughter played my biological daughter, he told Parade in 2021. There was a storyline where there was an information leak and I was a sperm donor father, that type of thing. And my youngest daughter was, I think, the first person rescued in the pilot episode. She's now a freshman at Arizona State, but she was small enough that Jesse handed her off to David after they crawled out of a residential fire. Joe Minoso plays loyal firefighter and part-time Zumba instructor, Joe Cruz. Before joining the crew of Firehouse 51, Minoso appeared on stage in the Chicago area and was the associate artistic director for Teatro Vista. He made his on-screen debut in Season 1 of Prison Break with future caster Christian Stolt, and the two also worked on separate episodes of the Twilight Zone radio dramas before Chicago Fire. He continued to guest star on TV shows like Shameless, The Chicago Code, and Boss before earning his first series regular role on the NBC hit. I think a lot about the tag that's on every rig or truck, which says, "We're there when you need us," he told Parade in 2017. I think that's the overarching arc of the show. Since the series' 2012 debut, he has worked with his castmates in Boy Band, Hidden Tears, Tanya, Chicago PD, and Chicago Med. He appeared briefly in 2013's Man of Steel as a police officer and made a 2-episode guest star turn on the epic series Get Shorty. Minoso has been married to Chicago Fire makeup artist Caitlin Murphy Miles since 2016. Miranda Ray Mayo joined the cast of Chicago Fire in Season 4 as the fearless firefighter Stella Kidd. One of the things that I love about Stella is she is courageous, not only in her profession, but in her relationships, Mayo told Essence in 2022. Stella has been an incredible vehicle for me to explore many different sides of myself. The actress made her television debut on a different Dick Wolf procedural, Law and Order, La, before recurring on The Game, 2013, Days of Our Lives, 2013 to 2015, Pretty Little Liars, 2015, and True Detective Season 2, 2015. She became a series regular on the short-lived ABC drama Blood and Oil, 2015, with Don Johnson before making her way to Chicago Fire in 2016 to Drive Truck 81. The Chicago production has kept her busy on the acting front, but like her character, who gives back on screen with her Girls on Fire initiative, Mayo sits on the board of the Holistic Life Foundation, which seeks to nurture wellness in underserved communities through practices like yoga and mindful meditation. Alberto Rosend came on board in Season 8 as the young, devil-may-care firefighter Blake Gallo. In a lot of ways we're similar, but I have the thing in my head that says, no, that is extremely dangerous, don't do that. Gallo is not. He hasn't reckoned with his mortality, Rosend told Hello in 2021. He has an understanding of loss, but he has a youthful idealism and energy that allows him to run in head first. The NYU Tisch School of the Arts grad was forced to reckon with his own mortality too, revealing via Instagram in 2017 that he was diagnosed with testicular cancer in 2013 at age 20. He later appeared on Blue Bloods and Law and Order, SVU, before joining the fan-favorite Freeform series Shadowhunters as vampire Simon Lewis, 2016 to 2019. After 4 fruitful seasons of Chicago Fire, Rosend is departing the series following the season 12 premiere. When I decided to end my time with Chicago, it wasn't easy, he told Deadline in 2023. The people I've met were truly special. The friendships I've made will last a lifetime, and the story I got to tell was one that made me proud. Rosend is engaged to his Shadowhunters co-star Tessa Mossy. Daniel Keary leaped into the fire in Season 7 as the compassionate Darren Ritter. A Chicago native, the actor first graced the small screen as one of the pint-sized participants on the 2007 CBS reality show Kid Nation. He soon left the world of reality TV behind and made a name for himself in the local theater community, earning a Joseph Jefferson Equity Award nomination for Principal Actor in a Play for Objects in the Mirror and receiving strong reviews for his performance as Hamlet at the Gift Theater. Fun fact: prior to landing the role of Ritter on Chicago Fire, Keary appeared as the son of a patient in a 2018 episode of Chicago Med. Since joining the crew of Firehouse 51, he's lent his voice to the narrative podcast Lake Song and starred in movies like Killing Eleanor, 2020, with castmate David Eigenberg, The Thing About Harry, 2020, and Night's End, 2022. The openly queer Keary has also co-directed, co-written, and co-starred in the LGBT-focused series The T. Playing a gay firefighter has been instrumental to his personal and professional growth as well. In a lot of ways, it's forced me to grow up, Keary told Today in 2023. I was a person who had a lot of outdated, maybe even preconceived, notions about how to be a successful actor. I imagined I'd have to twist myself out of shape to fit into some kind of mold. The opportunity to just fully go there on set and be the representation that I needed when I was growing up is really, truly something that has made me as Daniel Keary, the actor, blossom.